Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday to you. Hope everybody's doing fantastic this morning. It's a new week. It's a new day. Come on. That's something to be excited about, right? Everybody good? Everybody good this morning? I tell you what, I'm excited. I'm excited. Every day excites me. It's not that way all the time, but it's a mindset, right? Mindset. So good morning, everybody. My name's Chad Free, and I'm a wealth strategist. I believe that true wealth is built from the inside out. And that comes from having an abundance of everything you value, living on purpose, for purpose, being present when it matters, and truly just unlocking that full potential that God gave you. And I love talking about that. I could talk about it all the time. I could get on the mountaintop, shout it, right? You can't shut this redneck up when I talk about what God's done in my life and business and everything. So thank you for being here this morning. And before we get started, let's rock and roll with our affirmations. And we're going to come off mute. We're going to say it together. And it's going to sound like an angelic harmony, right? Like a choir. All right. On the count of three. One. Come off mute now. Come off mute. 1, 2, 3. I am created
on purpose
for a purpose.
and you
are
are
created
created
And you are
for
created on
for
purpose for a purpose.
All righty then. All right. Well, good morning, everybody. Hope everybody's doing good. There's only about 3 or 4 things that I like to talk about in different variations. And one of them, as you know, probably is my kids. So I'm going to be using my kids as an example a little bit today. And I'm also going to be talking about mindset and making decisions and then staying disciplined to those decisions. And so I'd like to start out and tell you, the importance of this, the importance of what I'm about to talk about is literally taking you from a victim mindset to being a visionary. So from a victim to visionary, becoming a creator of your wealth and your life. So, there's 2 types of people, those that let life happen to them and those that make life happen, right? And y'all know when I get yayed up, I talk about when I want you to get in the game, I actually say, don't be on the sideline. Get off the sideline, hoping leftovers shake out in your favor and expecting crumbs to roll your way. That's not what is intended for our life. And sometimes we stay in this little bitty tiny circle. I've used this before too. You ever gone to the lake or some resorts at a beach and they've got this swimming area, right? And it's got all these buoys. And this is where you got to stay right here. And you stay right there. I ain't got nothing in my space. I'm stuck, right? Man, that lake is huge. That ocean is huge. Get out there and go do something. Well, I can't swim. Well, get on a boat. Get on a boat, right? Put your life jacket on. It's out there. You have a blank canvas. And I want to, sometimes it's hard to get to that mindset until you fall flat on your face and you say, I give up. I've tried this, I've done that, blah, 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 and I just can't get ahead. Now, right there, you have a choice to stay stuck or to do something about it. So let's talk about the reactive versus the proactive mindset. Reactive people wait for things to happen. They let their emotions or outside events kind of dictate their choices. Remember, Well, it's just, it is what it is. How many of you ever heard of that? It is what it is. Well, I've said it a lot. And that's okay, with non-controllable things, but things that you can control, it's not what it is, what it is, it is what it is. You can make it different, right? You can. You see problems and you complain and you stay stuck. And that's that cycle. That's that hamster wheel of wondering and wandering. You spend your whole life just wondering and wandering aimlessly, no direction. Am I talking to anybody today so far? Maybe not you, but have you ever experienced that? Maybe a season in your life? Maybe you see the destination, but you don't even know the direction that you got to take to get there. Then there's the proactive people. They take responsibility. They see problems as opportunities. Make decisions based on values and vision. They focus on what they can control, their skills, innovation, and relationships. Yes, I said relationships too. I'm going to say it again. Relationships too can help you get out of being stuck. Because if your circle's not encouraging you to level up, you need to find another circle. Now, let me tell you about, first of all, let me tell you this. For all of y'all that literally had nothing to do and took time out to vote for Jackson, my son, for Player of the Week last week, I want to say thank you. He won it. 21,000 votes. Second place got 16,000 votes. We will never do that again. It consumed our life. Number one, this was a poll that was so, I'm not going to say it, my true feelings, but you can connect the dots. You can vote unlimited times. Now, this was a big deal, though. This is not just a little, our town or whatever. This was the Greenville News. This was Ingles Supermarket Player of the Week. But you could literally sit there, Jackson. Matter of fact, I put the directions in my post. Hit Jackson free, hit vote, and then say, thank you for participating. Go back and do it again. Jackson free, thank you for participating. Say, I missed it. Vote, thank you for participating. And you can do it over and over and over and over again. And see, we were so locked in and focused. Then when we looked up, we're like, are we really doing this? This is consuming our life. But at this point in time, we made a decision. We all in. We going all the way. And second place, the second place kid, we know their parents. And we know that they were not going to give up. Right? So we went all in. So thank you for that. He got Player of the Week. Now, last Friday, they had their second round playoff game. And some of you that are new, he's the quarterback. And I just love the kid so much, and most of y'all know that. But anyway, I told him, I said, do you mind if I just share something that I feel led to share with you? And yeah, Dad, yeah. And I really don't critique him. He's actually an inspiration to me. Now, look, discipline and all of that, yes, don't get me wrong. I'm talking about with the game of football. I'm not going to sit there and put something inside his head when it's working already. But I just felt led to share this with him. And this is what I shared with him. I told him, I said, look, you're going to go up there and I want to talk to you about mindset. I really feel led to tell you about this. You're going to go up there, you're going to play your game. And we're going to trust that everything just works out the way it's supposed to, and y'all are going to have a great game. But if the wheels start to fall off, If you start to get derailed, I want you to remember this conversation that we're having right now. I want you to immediately don't react. I want you to go into creation mode. React in a way, but a proactive way. Here's what I don't want you to do. Crap, this is not what we saw. This is not what we studied. This is a different take. This is not working. I said, now look, I don't know if you need to wear a bracelet. I don't know if you need to write something on your hand, but I want you to be conscious of this because it's very important. Don't let your mindset get to that point. Immediately, I want you to go to your sideline coach that is calling in the plays from the booth, the box, and I want you to automatically contribute. Hey, what are you seeing out there? This is what I'm seeing. Get your mind going in that way. Creation mode, problem solving mode. Do they see this? Do they see that? You see, when you're doing that, when you're in creation mode, that's giving you continuous energy because you're anticipating the next drive. What are you seeing out there? Participate, contribute, and help create. Because it doesn't take but just a couple of little thoughts. Well, this is horrible. This will never work tonight. This is not going to work. This guy, he's completely overpowering. There's always a way. There's always a solution. Always. Put 2 people on that guy. Right? But actively contribute to this. And when you do that, your energy level is going to stay high. And number 1, you got to do that for you. But number 2, where there's a will, there's a way. Exactly. But number 2, the whole team is feeding off of you and your leadership because you're the quarterback. And if you hold your head down or shake your head, you can do that. You can do that. But don't stay right there. It's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. That's good right there, right? It's okay to not be okay, but it's not okay to stay that way. So if your mindset is constantly creating and looking for solutions, right? Your energy level will stay high. And as long you're going to make mistakes, but as long as you are giving 100%, and you're doing what you're supposed to do, the outcome has already been laid out. You just are responsible for you and do your best. And that's both personally and as a leader. Okay? So that is a way, that's just a little nugget on how you can switch your mindset. If you're going through a tough time right now, if you're in a lull, if you're like, I just feel like I got everything I need. I've got the right people. I feel like I've got a great thingamajigger that I sell, concept or this or that. I don't understand. I don't understand. Well, get in that proactive mind and make a decision that you're going to figure it out. You're going to figure it out. And it can be figure it out Friday every day until you do figure it out. And can I tell you that you're not going to get it all figured out in one setting or in one day? You're not going to do it. It takes time. It starts with a decision. So let me ask you, are you designing your life or are you just participating in it? Creators don't wait for permission. They bring passion, solutions, and value everywhere they go. And let me tell you something, if you do that, If you're bringing that energy, let me just tell you, that attracts. It attracts opportunity. It attracts the right people because you are being your authentic self. And you'll find yourself realizing that you're not in a race with anybody. And you are just pursuing to be the best version of yourself. So, how to move from victim to visionary. Take ownership of everything. Stop blaming, start building. Own your outcomes. Let me just tell you, they didn't win. They didn't win Friday night. That was it. Done. Gone. They're out. I saw Jackson cry his eyes out, and it scared me to death. You know what? You know why he was crying? Poor thing. His chin, it gets to going when he's holding it back. And that's all I've seen in years from him. But he was crying because of the seniors being their last game. And I saw him hugging on so many, and he wouldn't let them go. He came over to me and buried his head right here and just let it go. And I can't tell you, you parents, y'all probably know what that did. But at first I was concerned, you know, I wanted to make sure he was okay. Oh, he was in the best headspace from taking that after the game. He was fine. He was good. That's a leader. He was upset because his senior buddies, his senior teammates, that was their last game that they would play together. Matter of fact, I don't know if y'all saw the picture, but there's a picture of him and one of his receivers. And get this, he was number 9 when he was 6 years old, and he's 9 now. His receiver was number 2 when he was 6 years old. He's still number 2. And we took pictures of them when they were 6 years old together. And then when they came out of that tunnel, it was such a, oh God, put a lump in your throat. They come out of the tunnel running, and they go over and they went to the side by themselves, and they kneeled down and prayed before the game. 9 and 2. And so he was a senior. But anyway, enough of that. Let me get back on track. All right. Ask better questions. Creators ask, what can I do to learn from this? How can I use this? Not, why is this happening to me? Can I just tell you something? If you ever have your revelation or revolution, when you decide and things completely turn around for you, that's probably first and foremost. You start living a new life, and you start saying, okay, what am I trying to learn from this? Or what is life teaching me? What is God trying to show me here? You become more aware. It's a beautiful thing. So show up as a contributor. Stop reacting and begin creating. You were made to build, serve, and lead. So just ask yourself today, am I reacting or am I creating? Now, I want to brag on my older son now. He came home, spent some time with us. I talk about Jackson a lot because he's in the spotlight, right? He's not just on the football team, but he's the quarterback. He gets a lot of this and that publicity. But the truth of the matter is, don't even think for 1 minute that there's any favoritism. I'm proud of both of those boys more than you could ever imagine. And let me tell you this, Clayton was not able to make it to that last game. It was like 2 hours away. But this is what he texts his mama. Hey, before y'all get on the road, will you call me so we all can pray for Jackson's safety tonight and a good game? That's my 20-year-old son. I'm about to brag on him. He's about to be on the spotlight in about in just a few minutes. This kid is so inspiring. He is so mature. His level of faith and spiritual walk is just, it's huge. And if I have to tell you, coming up, being our first child, I don't know if y'all have ever experienced this, but that first child, you kind of hover a little bit too much, a little bit harder on that first one, because we don't want to mess up. We want to protect you. Oh, don't do that. Oh, don't do that. Don't do that. And now I know he knows and thinks all the time, golly, Jackson gets away with anything, right? Well, we just realized that it's going to be okay, you know? And the cool thing is Clayton, he understands that. Being the first child didn't come with an owner's manual, right? We just did the best we could. But Clayton, in his, let's see, sophomore going into his junior year in high school, he was at the beach with some buddies, and I'm gonna show a picture here in a minute. But he was at the beach with some buddies and some of his cousins, and he was not that great a shape. And I'm gonna go ahead and say this too. Homeboy was clumsy. He didn't take much initiative about anything at all. He was not self-disciplined in many things at all, except for what Clayton wanted to do and what he enjoyed. Now, he was a heck of a baseball player. He finished with an ERA of less than 1. He had a slider that made people fall on their back, and then that thing would come back in for a strike. And I got several on video, and it's just amazing. But he decided he didn't want to play next level. He could. But what he did, somewhere in that time frame, he started working out. He said, he started working out because he was really good at baseball, and he wanted to get bigger, stronger, faster. But somehow he got the bug from working out. He got kind of like, oh man, he developed a passion for it. And I guess seeing the picture, so let's pull up this picture of him on the beach. This is him right here. This is the summer, his 11th grade year. He was like, man alive. And it was him seeing this picture. He said, I got to do something different. I didn't even know this. This is when after he started on his journey, he came back and he said, it was this picture when I decided. Okay. So about a year later, a year and a half later, we saw some things just change in him. He just was serious now. He started showing some initiative. So let's show him with the white, I think it's a white tank top on. This was like a year and a half. Nope. Yeah, that one. That's only a year to a year and a half later. Look at him legs. Good gracious of living. He started swelling up. He decided. But listen, that decision was followed by discipline. All right. And when he decided and he said, I'm going to be proactive, his mindset and his thirst for knowledge of something that he loves really just started allowing him to learn about fitness and nutrition. And it just fed him. And I'm like, This is a different kid, not just from looking at him, but he became self-disciplined. He just started maturing all the way around. And then about a year ago, check him out now. About a year ago. And then that's right now. Now he's a trainer. But what I'm telling you is he made a decision. Okay, you can take that down. He made a decision to better himself. And you know what? He's got a heart for people who were like him. See, he was being equipped. I was going to say something, and I mean, it just popped on my mind, but I guess I'm still going to say it. Bad habits, you're still equipping yourself. He was being equipped when he went into grandma's house asking for fudge rounds. He was being equipped when he actually told me he took a box up. They found a box up in his room, in his room at my mother-in-law's house. It was a whole box of fudge rounds. Right? He had them things stashed. But he made a decision. He said, I'm going to be different. And now his heart is for people who don't think they can make a difference. Guess what? Me, I studied finance. I help people with finance, but I struggled with it forever because I would never tell you this, but I let it run my life because I wanted to go to the next level, that shiny object, that next status, the status. And if you ask me, it was for the benefit of my family, but what happened was it took over. And that ambition and that striving got the best of me, and my family got the rest of me. And now I just do the best I can with a pure postured heart, authentic as I can be. But when I started out, I said, true wealth is an abundance of everything you value. Can I tell you something? I valued this weekend, all four of us being together, my family. That phone was put up. Man, I was present. Purpose. Last thing I was thinking about was a deal. Making goo-goo eyes at my wife in front of our kids. Pursuing her like she should be pursued as my bride. I'm not perfect. I'm jacked up. I mess up every day, but I promise you I'm going in the right direction. So, guys, it starts with a decision. So, I want you to take your drone back up. You ain't just in a little swimming hole. I do business nationwide. I'm not just, I thought I was supposed to do it in my community. Hey, I'm the guy in the community, and I help people just like you, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm not saying that, you might be in a position where you have to do that. But the sky is the limit, and you can create the life that you want. But make sure you're in alignment. When your alignment becomes priority, your assignment becomes very clear. That's all I got, guys. I ran it all at 8:45. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Anybody got anything before we do close? Anybody? All right. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate you. Paul.
Hey, Chad.
Hey, Paul.
Hey, buddy. Thanks again for the message. Quick question.
Yep.
Can you give us a demo of what goo-goo eyes at your wife looks like? I need it for some help.
Oh, man. there's several variations. See,
Come on.
so I'll show you that. I look at her like
There you go. I love it.
I tell her she's smoking. You smoking, baby. All right, guys. Thank y'all. Appreciate you. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon, evening. Be here tomorrow morning, 8:15. Brock the Rock will be here. See ya.